He's enjoying it. She's very good for him. I don't hesitate in saying that at any point. They are two people that truly deserve each other.
Taylor Swift's world just keeps spinning with headlines that mix football, family, and fame. First up, Donna Kelce reacted to Taylor's surprise New Heights podcast appearance.
That was very enlightening. I think it was just a fun interaction between family.
Then, we learned Taylor was very supportive of ESPN's The Kingdom docuseries starring Travis, and so on. Travis himself landed in hot water with Swifties for blanking on a pop culture reference tied to her music.
What?
Meanwhile, Taylor's softer side surfaced with a deep dive into her 5 godchildren. Next up, Lachey chimed in on her playful cat debate with Jason Kelce.
I tell Jason, my fellow Ohio boy, it's happy wife, happy kids, happy life. You know what I mean?
And finally, gymnastics star Livvy Dunne praised Taylor as her blueprint for handling criticism, love, and fame with grace. Swift stays winning everywhere. Momma Kelce is weighing in on the pop culture event of the month, Taylor Swift popping up on the New Heights podcast. That episode from August 13th wasn't just a regular sit-down, it was basically the Super Bowl of podcasts. Taylor walks in, fans lose their minds, the internet explodes, and suddenly even Jason's wife Kylie's fan-favorite episode looks like preseason compared to this one. Donna admitted she tuned in and found the whole thing, well, pretty special. Insiders say she thought it was less like a podcast and more like an unfiltered hangout. No scripts, no Hollywood gloss, just Taylor casually kissing Travis mid-show, spilling her obsession with sourdough bread, and even choking up while talking about getting her music rights back. You can almost hear Swifties collectively scream, "Protect this woman at all costs." Donna apparently loved that it didn't feel staged. For her, it wasn't just two celebs performing for millions, it was her son and his superstar girlfriend being goofy, genuine, and very clearly smitten. Basically, it was the kind of vibe where even the family dog would have been wagging its tail in approval. And then enter Ed Kelce, Travis's dad, who isn't exactly shy about playing hype man. At the premiere of ESPN's The Kingdom docuseries on August 24th, he reportedly called the episode straight up awesome and said the love between Taylor and Travis is obvious. According to him, if you're wondering why Travis is so happy these days, the answer is spelled Taylor. Forget touchdowns, this guy's touchdown is dating a 14-time Grammy winner. And speaking of winning streaks, Taylor isn't just hanging around the Kelce family dinner table, she's now part of NFL history lessons too. Insiders say she was all in on The Kingdom, ESPN's shiny new docuseries that dives deep into the Chiefs' 2024 season. Think of it like Hard Knocks but with more barbecue, underground caves, and the occasional Taylor Swift cameo. The director spilled that Taylor personally signed off on every single image and clip of her in the show. No surprise there, Swifties know this woman doesn't even let a blurry paparazzi shot escape her control. But fun fact, they didn't actually ask her to sit for an interview. Why? Because the show isn't about Taylor Swift the football years, it's about the Chiefs' legacy, their insane 2024 run, and yes, a certain tight end who just so happens to be her boyfriend. The first episode apparently takes viewers into Subtropolis, an underground cave that's basically the Bat Cave for football memorabilia. Imagine Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Andy Reid wandering around down there like kids on a field trip, but instead of fossilized dinosaur bones, it's helmets and old playbooks. And somewhere in the middle of all this, Taylor's face pops up on screen, cheering like a regular fan in the crowd. Chiefs execs even joked that she's shown exactly how she wanted to be seen, not the superstar in sequins, but just a Kansas City diehard in red and gold. And the numbers don't lie. Taylor's effect on the fan base is bonkers. Chiefs ownership is apparently grinning ear to ear, crediting her with a massive spike in new fans, especially younger women. One insider even hinted that female viewership jumped by nearly a third once Taylor started showing up at Arrowhead. Basically, when she puts on a jersey, merch sales hit Eras Tour levels. But even with all that Swift magic boosting the Chiefs brand, Travis just got caught slipping with the one fan base you really don't want to disappoint, Swifties. Yep, the guy who can memorize entire playbooks apparently blanked on a pretty major Taylor reference, and now the internet is dragging him harder than a defensive tackle on third down. Here's how it went down. the Chiefs' official TikTok decided to have some fun with the players, tossing out a pop culture quiz about the summer I turned pretty. Now, for anyone living under a rock, that's the Amazon Prime teen drama where Taylor's songs are practically the soundtrack. We're talking Lover, Delicate, False God. Basically, it might as well have been rebranded The Summer Taylor Carried the Plot. So when Travis was asked about the whole Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah debate, the love triangle that has Gen Z fighting like it's a Marvel Civil War, our man froze. Completely. Just hit them with a what? Like someone asked him to explain quantum physics. Cue the Swifties sharpening their pitchforks. One fan even joked that if he doesn't know Belly, Conrad, or Jeremiah, he better learn because their queen basically scored the entire show.
Team Conrad or Team Jeremiah? What?
And to be fair, Travis wasn't the only Chief to whiff. Even Patrick Mahomes shrugged it off, saying he was too old for the question, which, let's be real, is just code for my kids aren't teenagers yet.
Neither, for real.
I don't know what that means. I'm too old.
What the hell is Team Conrad and Team Jeremiah mean? Conrad.
But at least Mahomes admitted defeat. Travis, though, he looked like he didn't even know Amazon made shows. Meanwhile, Taylor's proving she doesn't just run stadiums and fan bases, she also runs the Godparent game like it's another world tour. Forget Fairy Godmother, this is more like Grammy Godmother, complete with sparkles, songs, and maybe a souvenir cardigan for every christening. Turns out, Taylor has at least 5 godchildren under her wing, because apparently global superstardom, billion-dollar tours, and dating an NFL star just weren't keeping her busy enough. The first was back in 2015, when Jamie King made her the godmother of little Leo Thames. Taylor didn't just show up with a diaper cake and a Target gift card. She flew across the country mid-1989 tour to throw a baby shower. Imagine being a newborn and your godmother's lullaby is an actual top 40 hit. Sorry, other kids. Bedtime stories about dragons don't quite compete with Never Grow Up, sung by Taylor herself. And then came the power move of all power moves. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds announcing Taylor isn't just godmother to one of their kids, she's godmother to all 4. James, Inez, Betty, and baby Olin basically hit the jackpot. Taylor even went full Swiftie Easter egg mode by sneaking their names into songs on Folklore. Imagine growing up and realizing you were a lyrical character before you hit puberty. Therapy bills? 0. Flex level? Infinite. Of course, leave it to Ryan Reynolds to make a joke about Taylor being their too expensive nanny. Insiders say he once quipped that his accountant basically had a meltdown over the idea. But hey, when your kid's godmother is one of the most famous women on the planet, that's not babysitting, it's VIP mentorship with a side of Grammys. And the thing about Taylor's godparenting is that she actually shows up. Not the send a cute card once a year type. We're talking cross-country flights, half-birthday parties, and dragging kids to Eras Tour concerts like it's Disneyland on steroids. No wonder her friends keep nominating her. And speaking of friends who keep nominating her, Nick Lachey apparently just nominated himself as the official referee in the great Taylor Swift versus Jason Kelce cat debate. Yeah, because clearly what this saga needed was a boy bander turned reality host wading in with allergy takes. The 98 Degrees alum, now moonlighting as Love is Blind's ringmaster, popped up promoting this new Purina One Live Clear campaign, which is basically cat dander diplomacy 101. And when the topic of Jason being team sneeze every time the fur flies came up, Nick didn't hesitate. He planted his flag squarely in Taylor's camp. According to insiders, he said relationships are all about compromise, and if that means Jason sharing his couch with Kylie's cats while his sinuses riot, then so be it.
I tell Jason, my fellow Ohio boy, it's happy wife, happy kids, happy life. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do. And again, this is it's a no-brainer. It's a food, and it takes the sensitivity right off the table. So look, if I was in his position, I absolutely say let's go for it and let's go Purina One and live clear and go from there.
Taylor must be cackling because this all started when she roasted Jason on New Heights about learning to coexist with his wife's pets despite his allergies. Fans went wild, memes flew, and suddenly Nick Lachey is acting like Dr. Phil with boy band abs, and honestly, not mad at it. But Nick didn't just stop at cat politics. While chatting, he went full nostalgia mode, reflecting on what it's like co-hosting Love is Blind with Vanessa. He apparently admitted that for them, it's basically free marriage counseling, except instead of a therapist's office, it's a Netflix set full of people crying in gold goblets. He claims it actually keeps their relationship sharp, which is either sweet or terrifying, depending on how much you believe in pods and blind proposals. And then in classic Nick fashion, he veered off to spill about Netflix's Perfect Match Season 3 finale. The guy was reportedly shocked that AD and Ollie were the lone survivors of that reality dating Hunger Games. Basically, even he didn't put money on them making it past the reunion.
I'm not surprised. It's the sensibility of Perfect Match is a little lighter than some of the other shows that Vanessa and I do together, with Love is Blind or Ultimatum. It really is about having a good time, and everyone kind of comes ready to have a good time. Not that you're not going to find your perfect match, and certainly that's the goal and the end goal. And that's why I'm thrilled for AD and Ollie. I mean, I fell in love with AD on Love is Blind, and was certainly ecstatic to see how happy they are together, and to hear they're expecting. I just actually saw her when I did her podcast a few weeks ago, and she looks great and is doing great. So, yeah, I mean, it's an unexpected treat when something like that comes out of Perfect Match, but I certainly don't go into the season necessarily.
And speaking of reality stars handing out hot takes, turns out athletes are now pulling out their Swiftie notebooks too. Rising gymnastics star and social media powerhouse Livvy Dunne is basically treating Taylor like her unofficial life coach. Insiders say Livvy, who's juggling her own high-profile romance with Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens, sees Taylor as the gold standard for surviving the circus of fame without losing your sanity. Apparently, she's been watching how Taylor handles criticism, balances being half of a power couple, and still drops bangers while the world nitpicks her every move, and thinking, yeah, that's the playbook. She even draws parallels between her love life and Taylor's with Travis, both dating pro athletes, both building careers of their own, both figuring out how to keep a relationship alive when your partner is constantly on the road. Livvy admitted it's not all champagne and private jets. Sometimes it's just a lot of FaceTime calls and praying flight delays don't wreck date night. But she loves how Taylor navigates it, making it clear you can be your own boss while cheering for your man at the same time. And it's not just the relationship stuff she vibes with. Sources say Livvy fangirls over Taylor's work ethic and business savvy, calling her a trailblazer who never drops anything without meaning or purpose. She even reposted that viral New Heights moment where Taylor joked about invading male sports spaces, and Livvy was basically like, goals. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.